and welcome to Trader Talk TV. I'm Lindsay Rowntree, and today I am joined by Oz Etzioni, the co-founder and CEO of Clinch. Welcome, Oz.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Running on very little sleep, but great to have you here. Yeah, looking forward to it. And today we're talking about orchestration, a fascinating topic that I think I'm looking forward to getting into. But before that, tell me a little bit about Clinch.
Sure. Clinch is an omni-channel content orchestration platform. We work mostly with agency holding co's and Fortune 500 brands, providing them really the ability to communicate with consumers across any channel at any point of the journey. The idea is to show the most relevant content to each individual at any given moment. And our platform allows them to connect creative and media in a way that they understand what is working, when it's working, and why. We provide them one unified platform that streamlines the whole workflow and allows them to better optimize, save and create efficiency throughout the process, and eventually the understanding through the creative intelligence of what they need to do next and who are the right audiences, which are the right channels.
Great. And so this term orchestration, it feels like it's tied very closely to outcomes. Let's unpick what that actually means. Because what does orchestration mean? It feels like it's more than a buzzword. It feels like there's some significance attached to it, especially obviously as it's tied to outcomes. What does it mean to the industry, and like how is it playing out?
Sure. Well, at the end of the day, our industry is all about outcomes, right?
Yes.
That's what we aspire for. That's what we measure. And there are different type of outcomes, right? You could be app downloads, drive people to the store, increase your CRM. But the two main drivers of outcome in our industry are really creative and media. And we've been optimizing those two core pillars. And I think all in agreement and understanding that each one of them is basically contributing about 50% to the equation of getting to the desired outcomes. The problem is not in each one of them. The problem is actually in the middle. The problem is how do you connect the creative and media to make sure that the right creative gets to the right impression, meaning the right person at the right time, at the right place, which is the big promise of the internet. What we have right now is really siloed connections. Each one of them is a different channel. Each one is also using different technology partners that don't necessarily communicate with each other or connected. The teams do not share the insights, and each activation is really siloed in a way, right? So as an organization, you're managing complete chaos in the middle that is only growing and growing. And as creative is growing and media is growing because of the acceleration of channels and audiences and capabilities, right, and ad formats, what we're seeing here is actually that the problem in the middle is that growing and growing because the sides are changing and growing, the middle is staying the same.
Yeah.
Now, with AI, for the past 2 years, this acceleration is actually going and growing exponentially, okay? That means that with this growth, you're seeing scale, you're seeing speed, and you're seeing cost, all accelerating and growing as well. That is creating a big problem right here in the middle. A lot more pressure, a lot more weight, if you may, that is actually pressing on the middle that was very fragile as is, okay? And I like to always give the metaphor of, small, tiny rope bridges that need to handle the pressure and the weight. And as everything grows, I think the gap is just widening and the pressure continues to grow.
They aren't load-bearing.
Yes, which exactly what's going to happen next, and we're already seeing it happening in the market, is the collapse of the workflow. Okay, the middle collapses under the weight, and there's a complete disconnect between creative and media. Now, what we are seeing is that this is impacting the C-level, but it's also impacting the operation teams, right? Because these are the guys that need to eventually run the day-to-day.
Yeah.
And without this connection in the middle, the problem only grows.
Yeah. And, we are seeing, like, the role of the C-level is changing, evolving. They are getting, arguably more involved in technical conversations and trying to understand exactly kind of what's happening over here and what's happening over here. How is that increasing challenges for both the operations side of things and the C-level side of things?
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing now is that if before the CMO made decision based on the outcomes and the performance, then that decision now is being taken by many more stakeholders within the organization, right? Which technology and what is the tech stack and how do you consolidate everything and drive better outcome is really up to the CMO who wants to drive, better market share and performance, but also the CTO who's looking for innovation and connectivity. But then there's also the CFO for cost efficiency, right? And eventually, of course, the CEO who's looking for a competitive advantage in market share. So it becomes a much bigger decision. And that's why you see a lot of those enterprises are making those decisions together because this is an infrastructure problem, okay? And they gotta look into the future and say, okay, how do I build my tech stack and how do I build my roadmap to sustain the growth and the acceleration? You need to consolidate and you need to choose your tech partners wisely so they can also communicate with each other. Yeah.
Interesting. And so how is that coming together? Like, what does this middle bit look like that allows the middle to come together? Because that's obviously the biggest challenge, the biggest complication. And obviously, the connection of creative and media is so important for advertisers, so important for agencies. And, arguably, it's a process that's kind of not very successful so far.
Exactly. And this is exactly where orchestration plays the biggest role. Right? Because what brands and agencies are trying to do today is really to create specific point solution throughout the workflow. These point solution in different steps of a funnel just create bigger problems because they're just pushing the bottlenecks. If you create more creative, then trafficking, serving optimization has a problem, right? If you optimize the trafficking, then the analytics and the data piece
You're pushing the problem to the next
stage. Exactly, and the problem is only growing.
Yeah.
The orchestration platforms play a huge role because what they're doing is they're presenting one solid, unified solution that sits in the middle. And it's a much more concrete platform that actually connects the creative and the media. So no more multiple point solutions, right? You have one platform that actually allows you to run everywhere with all the different strategies, all the different data signals, all in one place. Everything's become more transparent. Everything becomes more actionable, okay? And the core pillars of those platforms are really four, okay? You have the content. In order to produce content at scale for all the different media channels, all the different ad formats, you have strategy that allows you to actually plan what do you want to show to who and when the media buys the impression. And then you have the optimization, right? In order to understand in real time what's working and what's not and optimize to the most relevant content to each consumer. As consumer, that's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Right? We want to see what's relevant to us in any given moment to communicate with the brand. And eventually, the analytics. A full omni-channel view of the consumer journey. What is happening when, what is working, what is not working, and why it's working or not.
Yeah. So the orchestration platform, it plugs into the different point solutions, or is it running it all itself?
It can plug if the point solution are essential for the ecosystem of the brand.
Yeah.
We can plug to any verification, identity, no problem. But the idea is that this is the operating system in the middle that replaces the chaos of many, many, many different point solutions, right? So in a way, it replaces most of them and connect to the essential ones.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The most important part is that it really connects to the creative and the media and becoming the connecting tissue together.
And so it feels like, where does data then play a role in this? Because it feels like this, bringing it all together and removing the bottlenecks and kind of like making this almost load-bearing is almost creating sort of a giant sort of insights generation engine that's fueling data that can, what's that look like in terms of where the data fits into it?
Yeah, 100%. And it's not just, regular data. It's actually a very unique type of data because it's the type of data that was always there, but you didn't have the ability to reach out and use it and make it actionable.
Of course.
Think of everything is automatically tagged.
Yeah.
Everything is known and indexed. So you know exactly.
It's a dream world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And now it's possible. But we know at any given moment what any individual or audience saw, what they engage with, why, and can optimize and learn from it. But then at the same time, you take that data, right, which we call creative intelligence, and you can also push it to the media and audiences to buy the media better, build better audiences, and at the same time, push it back to the creative so they will understand what is working from what they build, what they need to build next, okay, and how every asset is performing. So what you're creating actually is a never-ending loop that continue to optimize between activation and data, okay, that only grows and grows to provide you better outcomes.
Yeah, I mean, this is fascinating. And theoretically, it feels like the dream, like you say, it's reality. What does this look like in practice? Kind of how are we seeing it play out in the real world?
So a couple of examples is, retail media network and commerce media, right? A lot of the big retailers are utilizing our data here to actually feed back into their first-party data to enrich them, right? Because at the end of the day, the retail media networks, their most precious offering is the first-party data, right?
Absolutely.
The better it is, the more CPGs are going to buy through them. So they're utilizing this data that, again, they couldn't have had before to enrich and allow them to better sub-segment their audiences.
Yeah.
Okay? Another example is actually here at this part where you can utilize the data that comes from in-store sales conversion from the retailers to optimize the creative towards what is actually selling best in the store, right? So really depend on the KPI and the goal of the brand or the advertiser. You can utilize the data to drive better outcomes and learn more about your audiences. So again, you can plan the media better, plan the creative better, plan the strategy better, and get better outcomes.
So this applies really well to a true omni-channel strategy then?
Yes. It really provides you, the highway, right? Like the solid infrastructure to run any channel, share the strategies, share the knowledge, share the optimization, and see a very holistic view of what is going on and have the data immediately actionable throughout all those channels.
Fantastic. And so what are we seeing? We talked about kind of this being much more capable and being more load-bearing. So what are we seeing in terms of the improvements up here that allow, you to not have to worry about the workflows, the different workflows breaking down?
So what we're seeing is that this solution actually solves this problem, right?
Right.
So check on that, and we solve the big problem, the big enterprise infrastructure problem in the middle. We're seeing about 2 to 5 times scale.
Wow,
we see
that's significant.
80% increase in speed and go-to-market with minimizing errors to almost zero because a lot of automation AI is involved. And what we're seeing in cost is 85% cost saving from content production through trafficking, optimization, serving, and eventually also the data. So this is significant for an organization and especially for the enterprises. So you got the C-level very happy, but at the same time, the operations team are very happy because finally they can execute, see, understand, and optimize.
Yeah. And of course, cost also relates to waste. So actually, you're seeing a huge reduction in general waste as well, aren't you?
Yeah. Because through the data, you can understand what you need to create. We also have, predictive scoring and stuff like that allows you to know what is not going to work. So you shouldn't even create or serve it.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Well, this is great, Oz. Thank you so much for coming in and showing us this today. Looking forward to seeing orchestration, become a much bigger player in the industry, and really kind of helping to, I suppose, solve omnichannel is what it can eventually do. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.